Hello everybody, my name is Jusipova Ayagos. I'm an English teacher at secondary school number 28. Today I'm going to share with the problems which I have experienced in teaching English with my students. There are of course a lot of problems, but today I'm going to compare two tenses, past simple and present perfect. Why did I choose these two tenses? Because my students often they mix these two tenses between each other, and they have difficulties when they do their tests. So we use present perfect to describe the experience in our life. Yeah, the past. This tense starts in the past and it has connection with the present. They are unfinished. So although these things started in the past, they continue until now, in the present and perhaps in the future. They are unfinished states. So, for example, I have been a teacher for 3 years. Or the next example, I have lived in Szymkent for 6 years, for example. Let's have a look at these examples. We understand why we use present perfect. The reason for is to describe an experience. And next, past simple. Why we use past simple? Well, we use it to describe an action or a state which is finished, started in the past and finished in the past. It has no direct connection to the present time of speaking. We often use it again to describe experience from the past. However, what is the key identifiers of two tenses? Let's have a look. Past simple, they are left behind in the past and they are completed action, yes? Now often we use present perfect and past simple together, yeah? And in this case, my students, they became a little bit confusing, yes, for using when they use it together. When we start to use the sentences, yes, with these tenses, my students, they start to ask Miss Ayagos why we use present perfect in this case but not here, and why we use past simple here and not there. And I try to give answer these questions. So let's have a look at these examples which I have written on the board. Yeah, I want you to see if you can identify, yes, these sentences which are in present perfect and in past simple. Let's read. I have been to Germany twice in my life. I visited the last time in 2012. I have never been in the summer. Both times I visited in winter. So let's compare them. Yeah? Let's divide these sentences into 4 phrases. For example, the first one is I have been to Germany twice in my life. And phrase number 2, I visited the last time in 2012. And phrase number 3, I have never been in the summer. And the phrase number 4, both times I visited in winter. So let's have a look at phrase number 1. What we have? We have a subject followed by have, auxiliary verb, yeah, and we have past participle, been, yes, been. It's a third form of this verb, which we don't have in past simple. Yes, we don't have the third form of the verb. So, past participle, they tell us that this is present perfect, and I support the idea, I emphasize the idea that this is a life experience, because I use the time expression, yes, in this case in my life. We can use such expressions as in January or in my life, yes, in present perfect. While and in past simple we can't see these phrases. These are the main key identifiers. For example, let's give another examples in present perfect. I've been to Germany, yes, twice in my life. I was born in 1984, and until now I have visited Germany twice, yes, 2 times. Next phrase, I visited the last time in 2012. That's not present perfect, yeah, that is past simple, because we use the second form, yes, visited is the second form of the verb. That's we use in past simple. For example, we can use such phrases as certain phrases in 2012 or in January or in February, particular time. These expressions, they have past, yeah, finished times which have no direct connection, yes, started with present perfect, and I have moved, yes, what we did. We have moved from one tense to another, yes, slightly moved. And so next sentence, yes, next example, phrase number 3, I have never been in the summer. What we have never, yeah, which is the negative meaning, yes. And in this case, I emphasize my students' attention in the such expressions of time as ever, never, since, already, just. And these are the second, yes, key modifiers of present perfect. And I make my students to learn all these expressions and pay attention to these time expressions. When we mix these 2 tenses, yes, in our speech. Now, this is the type of structure starting with one tense, yes, with one tense, and going back to another, and then again we use the same to the original. We go back and finishing with another. This is the language, and this is English. That is what happens. We don't spend the whole time, yes, talking about our past event using past simple. Yes, of course, it is possible, yes. For example, I visited Germany, we went to the zoo, I ate schnitzel. Yes, we can use, yes, only past simple, but it can be very boring to a person which have to listen to your speech, yes. That is why to make our speech more colorful, yes, and more interesting, we should combine different tenses, yes, to make our speech more colorful. So it can be confusing when we mix them, yeah, but you have to practice, yes. I make my students make a lot of situations with these tenses, combine them, and only after then they can't confuse them, they can use them in their speech. So thank you for your attention. Goodbye.